Okay, welcome to today's class. I'm your host Maratib Shad, and I'm live on my Zoom platform and also on Facebook Live on my page. I warmly welcome everyone who's live or who's watching offline recording. So today class is very important. It's an independent class. It's not an online course. It's just a topic which I'm going to cover. It's very important topic. It's about our mental programming um, against a disease or negative thoughts which anybody have. So how we can overcome and how we can control that negative programming um, when we are forecasting a very horrible future. So somebody's calling. So, uh, and that we are going to read today. Um, this is basically an online lifelong study circle which we started last year, and in this on this platform, we basically spend 45 to 60 minutes or sometimes 30 minutes on reading some very valued book from the legends in that field. And we try to learn ourselves, heal ourselves, enrich ourselves to overcome um, our problem and make our life with amazing quality wise. So that is a promise from my side. Uh, so today a topic which we are going to cover from the book, The Map of Consciousness Explained, written by Dr. David Hawking, which was a very well-renowned psychiatrist and also the writer and influential spiritual guru as well. The topic which we will cover will have a multi-dimensional topic. It will cover the psychology, philosophy, some portion of sociological or anthropology, and medicine as well. But overall, the approach, the dimension, the paradigm behind today's topic is a spirituality, because spirituality covers a lot of things as well. So uh, I give you a very brief thinking about today's topic, and then we will go for the reading, and then we can discuss quickly. So basically, what happens? We are living in 21st century, which is very complex, very digital, very mechanical, very electrical experiences all the time. We are witnessing through our eyes, our ears, our with our hands, through sensation, physically in terms. Now, due to the complexity, our mind has become too much complex. We have traveled a long journey of the mind from simple thinking to a very complex thinking. And due to that complexity, our mind is in trouble, in fear, in anxiety for our future. And that make us alert also, because sometimes fear gives you a positive action to take, which is make you alert and you are get ready to interact or counter interaction with the fear. And but if that power you don't have against fear, then you will be a victim of fear. And the victim of fear means you will be very paranoid about everything around you. And what does it mean, everything around you? Um, that look, we are in a atmosphere, in a climate, in a place where I'm taking a breath. right? I'm touching many things here, okay? Uh, I have a different background, and everyone have a different background. I have a different ethnicity. I have a different uh, collection of body, mind, heart, and spirit, right? So because of the variant uh, background dimension I'm interacting and I'm all the time. And then what happened based on these, my culture, my school age, my teenage, my professional, my past experience, professional experience, personal experience, everything make me in fear of lot of potential diseases. And I'm too much paranoid about like these pollution is make me die or make me uh, give me a severe physical condition. Um, my food has allergic. If I eat it, I will die or I will have a very bad consequences. I don't meet with people. If I meet these type of toxic people, I'm going to be heart attack. I don't interact or certain environmental things which I don't like or I'm scared of. So these type of things comes from my belief system, which I have, and these programming will doing a self-sabotage me, will suppress me, will make me far away from where I should be in coming future or today actually. And that's why uh, this today's some of the amazing reading will help us to understand if anybody has any paranoid psychotic state in which he or she has programming to get scared all the time, you know. So, and that is the story with everyone almost in from small degree level to higher degree level to with everyone, isn't it? So let's start our today's class, and we have around 5 paragraphs. We will read it, and if you have any question, or if you want to share your thought or your story, then please you can type your answer, or you come on the camera. Then we will have a one-on-one as well. So let's start our today's first paragraph, and I would ask my colleague Jenny if she will start a reading, please.
Overcoming negative programs. The way to change our bodies is to change our thoughts and feelings by letting go of negative ideas, emotions, and belief systems. We have to cancel the negative programming that comes from the world, as well as our own belief systems. The more fearful we are, the more quickly we become programmed, and then the body responds accordingly. Fear of substances, foods, air, energies, and stimuli of all kinds has gotten to the point of environmental paranoia. Each day, a new chemical or substance is announced to have harmful effects.
Thank you. It's a great reading, and that's very. It's a very self-explanatory. What Jenny has just read for us, that we have in paranoid state of mind, um, and we can't avoid, we can't live without being scared from many things or almost all things, you know. Um, and we have uh, to treat it adequately, concretely, and from the conscious level. Otherwise, we are dying very soon. We are becoming a victim of dangerous diseases, psychological diseases very soon. Um, so the second paragraph I will read for you, and then Jenny will read the next one as well. Uh, Dr. David Hawkins further says He says we can see the deleterious effect of fearful negative programming in people who become subject to fear of foods, chemicals, and substances in the environment. Uh, and these substances means, the dangerous substances, the metal in our air because of too much industrialization in our countries and cities. These substances are metal, very, very tiny particle of matter is all around us as well, especially if you are living near to highway, you know. So due to this highway, which is the biggest cause of transmitting of metal inside your body, and it does stuck in different organs in your body, and that's a reality I'm sharing with you. But some people have is very paranoid about this thing. Maybe they don't have metal inside their body, but I mean, because of since we don't have diagnostic in a medical level about these metal absorption inside our body. That's why we don't know, and we remain in frightened mode that, oh, we have too much metal, and my symptom is showing that I have too much metals, and how I can find it, and more important, how I can reverse the cycle to uh, detoxic of these metals, So this is a big danger for many modern minds they have. I know a lot of people who have this type of fear. And then further says that on the map of consciousness, you know very well, this is a map of consciousness. If you see, where does the fear here? So fear is frightening you, is producing anxiety, okay? And we have to withdraw from this. And that is followed by grief, apathy, guilt, shame, okay? That's followed by tragic, hopeless, evil, miserable, okay? Um, and so uh, these are the things which we are going to read right now. So Dr. David Hawkins is saying, on the map of consciousness, fear is an energy field that corresponds with withdrawal due to anxiety and a belief that ordinary life is frightening. Some people become so phobic about the environment and everything in it, and their world gets smaller and smaller. They become more fearful every day. Some people even succumb to the point where they flee the world, victims of their own minds. There are only a few things left on our planet where they can safely eat, and they carry them around in brown bag. This brown bag is referring to, I believe, the brown bag is a good for health rather than the white bag or white sugary stuff. I think that's a symbolic thing David is mentioning. This person goes to banquet where everybody is eating food full of what he considers to be nothing but poison. And we know that a lot of people like this. He thinks they are killing themselves with the steak and with the pesticides on the peas, fruit, and lettuce. So these type of things we come across every day, especially in a social gathering. Let's go for the next paragraph. So Jenny, if you can read it, please.
While in his view they are killing themselves, he eats out of his brown bag. He sits in the back corner at a table filled with other brown bag people. This was an actual scene at a big banquet. He fasts a lot. He does a lot of running and other healthy things. And of course, he is dead now. Why is he dead? This man who ran every day and strived to be so healthy. He died because he became a bubble person with a paranoid view of the world that began to close in on him. He could not breathe the air with trust. He could not even enjoy the carpets because they were probably emitting toxic off gases and allergens such as fiber particles that caused him to choke. Other things, such as the fumes emanating from paints or insulation, or smoke particles from a cigarette that were going to give him cancer, caused his life to become smaller and smaller.
Yeah, thank you.
I
It's a
shouldn't
great.
really like laugh or whatever, but it is kind of funny because people do that, and I think they don't realize it. And they get farther and farther and farther into it, like, oh gosh, I can't eat this food. And they read all the boxes of the food and they, do that. And then they'll go watch the news that has alarming news on it every day and everything that's going to happen. And then you have like the weather that comes on that they freak you out over what kind of weather's coming. And, next thing you know, you're in this mindset of just anxiety and fear all the time. And you forget to enjoy the day where you just relax and just love your day. And, like you said, just eat the food at the banquet, enjoy the people. I mean, nobody is leaving the banquet, in an ambulance that day. They're all just enjoying their time together, and they're not, you don't live. If you're in fear all the time, you do not live.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think more scientific mind type of people who believe science as a religion, or who are too much materialistic, or wants to adopt a modern view, whatever it's a right or wrong, they are very paranoid in the terms, and they are very, very sensitive. And Because they don't believe something which they don't know, they don't believe on something which is little bit invisible, or which is spiritual. And lack of that spirituality, their life is just a mess and a collection of fears. And Like here, that David Hawkins called them bubble person. That person is just a bubble, um, and we have everywhere. Maybe sometime it is a state of your mind in one stage of your life, but later you overcome it and then became a very normal, spiritual plus scientific person. So, for example, I love science, but I don't believe science blindly, and I believe there is some hidden or invisible or spiritual dimension of the life or environment which is protecting me. Okay, and that make me balanced and living healthy in terms of mind and body. If I believe know everything, I know that, but you can't live. You even can't um, become alive. I give you a very short snapshot. For example, I'm breathing, I'm inhaling. You know how many bacteria and viruses I'm taking inside? Okay.
You should probably go ahead and put a hazmat suit on, Maratib.
And inside our bodies, modern science tell you have countless bacteria, which are many good bacteria, many bad bacteria. Your inside tissues are cracking down, they are breaking down, and some tissues are our bodies creating new tissues, and so much things are going on. But at the end, the output, the net result of my body is I'm living healthy. Okay. I'm talking, I'm living a normal life. Okay. But if I'm going in the bottom of each tiny details and become a super sensitive, super paranoid, you cannot live a normal life. And that is the problem with many modern mind as well. So that's why how the spirituality is so important, because it gives you the balance way to live this joyful life. Otherwise, this is a life full of diseases and fear. So, like this, David Hawkins is saying further, I'm reading it again. What happens in this type of situation is the progressive denial of the truth about ourselves. Hmm. Progressive denial of the truth about ourselves, along with progressively giving away the power of our being to the illusion of causality from the world, causality from the world, which is actually powerless to affect us. This is the reversal of the truth, and by believing in a falsehood about ourselves, we become increasingly vulnerable and a victim. We end up having the total paranoia of a bubble person with environmental allergies who can live only within a protective bubble of purified air and to eat raw food from a brown bag. That's how we are going. We are converting into this thing. Absolutely. Let's go further to the second last paragraph for today. And Jenny can read it for us, please.
This can happen to a reasonable person, even to a physician. It started with pollens, ragweed, horse dander, dog and cat hair, dust, feathers, wool, chocolate, cheese, and nuts, all believed to cause allergies. Later, sugar was prohibited. Hyperglycemia plus food additives for cancer, eggs and dairy products for cholesterol, and organ meats for gout. Next on the harmful list came food dyes, saccharin, caffeine, coloring matter, aluminum, synthetic fabrics, noise, fluorescent lights, insect sprays, deodorants, food cooked at high temperatures, minerals in the water, chlorine in the water, nicotine, cigarette smoke, petrochemicals, car exhaust fumes, positive ions, low-level electric vibrations, acidic foods, pesticides, and foods with seeds.
Oh my God. This list is a
Anything
very,
left? Can we just die now?
it, it is. So that's the point of today's important topic. Now, I give you a very important question, and I will try to answer also now. Do you know that these things we eat and we experience every time, hourly basis, every day, but we still alive, we still happy and living normal life, right? If we are not too paranoid, what does it mean then? Who is making us live? Who is making me normal, like I'm talking with you right now? Okay. Maybe I have, according to science, I have 50 types of allergic. Okay. Uh, Hundreds of bacterial or viral infection within me, which I don't know. But I'm still alive. I'm with you. So who is the foreign being or foreign things? I'm still happy. I can walk, I can run, I can do everything. According to science, I shouldn't be doing this thing, but I'm still with you. Okay. So it does mean that there is a power. There is a power of consciousness beyond all, which making us live. And that power is God. That power is supernatural, invisible powers, whatever you name it. People call it, uh, people call it God. People call it Allah. People call it angels, Ishwar, Ram, Krishna. So whatever they are. So that's why how it is powerful, why it is so important for us to believe on spirituality or spiritual things, because of this we are alive, and it makes us to live a rational life. Without this, we will die very sooner, or because of too paranoid environment we are living with it. And that is a beauty of being spiritual feelings about the thing. So this is the last paragraph, and I would ask Jenny if you can read it for me, please.
The world shrank so small that there was nothing safe to eat or to wear. There was no air to breathe. The body had all the allergies, reactions, and diseases to prove it. Going out to dinner became an enjoyment of the past, since there was nothing on the menu that could be eaten, except lettuce, thoroughly washed, of course, and it was imperative to wear white gloves when picking up the restaurant utensils. Then, with the learning of one core truth, the whole pattern unraveled. What is held in mind tends to manifest, including unconscious beliefs. The culprit was not the world, but the mind. All the negative programming and fearful conditioning was in the mind, and the body obeyed the mind. This law of consciousness reversed the spiraling paranoia. As each internal belief was looked at and let go, all the negative bodily reactions, diseases, and symptoms disappeared. In other words, it was not poison ivy leaves that caused the allergic reaction, but the mind's belief that the poison ivy was an allergen. As the mind let go of its programming, the body's reactions cleared.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great reading. Yeah. So we just learned amazing paradigm, and maybe we can have a paradigm shift if we were too paranoid before starting this class. Um, and that is our today's class. But always remember the our original state of being is by default we happier, we need pleasure, uh, we need to be joyful all the time, delightful. This is our um, thousands or even millions years old evolution that we need to live with those things. And if we are not living, and this happiness, pleasure, joy, delightfulness is over overruled by fear, apathy, then we shall not live. Then we have to avoid, and we need to uh, learn more knowledge how to live without fear, without anger, without other negative thoughts. So that's it. If you have any question, if you have any thought, so please you can ask, or you can just share in a message down below, and I will see you next Sunday with a new topic. I'm planning to launch a new course, a new series, and then we will going through that new course. But since then, I will bring a new content next Sunday anyway. So thank you very much for joining today. See you next Sunday.
Thank you, Maratib. Let's heal ourselves this week with our conscious mind. I'll
Finger crossed.
check back with you Sunday. We'll be all better. All
Okay, thank you.
right,
Bye.
bye.